obviously been bothering her.
While we're speaking of couples, Mr. Cockatoo, do you think it's right for two of the same kind to share a union together?
Do you mean a union of two females or two males?
Yes, that's right.
Well, I'm not really certain what I think, Mrs. Bull Cow. I've never really thought about it that much, to tell you the truth. The way I see it, life expresses itself in many different ways, shapes and forms.
How do you mean exactly?
Well, take for example all the fundamental shapes, sizes and colours that exist. In total, they represent the one fundamental shape, size or colour of life. I dare say the same thing applies to all the different characters that exist.
I see. But isn't it wrong?
Well, I certainly don't know all the answers, Mrs. Bull Cow, but I personally believe that everything is as it should be. What I don't believe is that anyone's basic character, colour, shape or size is what determines whether or not they're good or bad.
But it's not natural.
So are you saying you believe you have the ability to know nature better than nature knows itself, Mrs. Bull Cow?
Well, no, I'm not saying that. I was just wondering what you think about it. That's all.
Well, I don't think it's a good thing to force anyone to be something or someone they're not. To do that is an extremely selfish act that I'm sure will only ever bring about an equal future effect for those who do it. And I don't think any of us has the right to go around condemning others simply because they're being who they truly are. To me, that's as foolish and unfair as someone saying it's wrong for you to be a cow or for me to be a cocky.
The first thing that comes to Bluey's mind is an article he'd read in a magazine about how left-handed people were once considered to have the mark of the devil or be mentally retarded. Because of this, many left-handed people were tortured and sometimes even murdered. Yet it still didn't stop people from all walks of life being born left-handed. He has also seen a documentary on how homosexuality exists in the animal, mammal and bird populations as well. But it still didn't stop him from bashing up gays.
Contrary to picking on one another's differences, I believe each of us has a very important mission to fulfill towards helping to achieve Kozen Rufu. And that's what I'd like to discuss with you today. What's that? Yeah, I've been heard of it. Kozen Rufu is a magnificent condition that always comes about whenever enlightenment becomes manifest. But it's not something that happens by chance. It has to be earned. I see. In a similar way to how the seasons and conditions need to be right for flowers to blossom and for fruits to ripen, life's law needs to be at the forefront to enable Kozen Rufu to come about. My friend Bill Galway told me that the enlightened human explained it as a wonderful condition when the wind will no longer bend or damage the branches, and the rain will fall so gently that the soil won't even clod. When disasters will be driven from the land along with misfortune, and only happiness will prevail. A time when humans will learn the art of living long, fulfilling lives and have no further fear of death. And when all life's creatures will at last be able to live safely and freely, like the beautiful lotus flower grows out of a dirty muddy pond, Kozen Rufu comes forth from chaos and turmoil.
That sounds absolutely breathtaking.
Oh,
Yes,
it
it
does.
sounds amazing. I agree.
Bluey has also read some stuff on nanotechnology and how some scientists involved with it predict that in the not-too-distant future it will be possible to produce identical copies of various meats without killing animals. Because of this, he wonders whether Gang's description of Kozen Rufu is as far-fetched as some may think.
The important thing is never to allow yourself to be defeated by any of the 8 winds. 8 winds? What in the hell is I? Prosperity, decline, disgrace, honour, praise, severe criticism, suffering and pleasure, Mr. Galar. Therefore, in order to enjoy a happy and well-balanced life, we should never allow ourselves to be too overjoyed by prosperity nor too overstressed by decline. Of course, this is a lot easier to achieve when you're in tune with life's law.